Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we will be discussing about Azure DevOps variable and parameters. Variable and parameters plays a crucial role in the Azure DevOps pipeline. Variables will have a different scope depends on where exactly this is defined. For instance, in this case, we are defining the variable at the very top of the pipeline. So this is considered as or called as a pipeline level variable that will be available within the entire pipeline. Also, you can define the variable within the stage. This will be called as a stage level variable that will be accessible only within the stage. Also, you can define the variable within the job, and this will be considered as a job level variable that will be accessible only within the job. So as you see here, when we print these variables, the values will print accordingly. However, in this case, we are overriding the pipeline variable. That can be done because it is a pipeline variable. So when you print, it will print the updated value. And a stage variable, again, it is part of a stage, so which will be available within the job. However, we have defined the job level variable in the build job, not in the override job, so that will not be available. So if you want to override, then you have to create a new job variable, but you cannot really override the existing job variable because that is available only within the job, that will not be available for the other jobs. So when you run the pipeline, this is what you will see here. So as you see here, first you will see the pipeline values, the stage value and the job value. Same here, updated value and the stage value. Here you will not see any value just because like this particular job do not have any variable defined. Now, when it comes to the variable, there are n number of types of variable available. For instance, this kind of a variable, it's called a inline variable, where the values are hard coded. When you print that, it will print the value that you have hard coded, and the way you access it, it's like the dollar symbol, and within the brackets you have to provide you the name of the variable. The next type of a variable, it's a predefined variable. Predefined variable, it's what Microsoft Azure DevOps defined within the uh, product itself. So as you see here, like build number, it's a predefined variable. Where can you see the predefined variable? So in this particular link, you will see all these predefined variables. So when you print that, you will see the build ID here. So as you see here, this is the build ID. So you will see it uh, when you use build number. Next one, it's called as a pipeline variable. So here we have not defined any variable. However, when you go to the pipeline creation at the time, you will be creating a variable, and pipeline will make use of this particular variable. When you print that, it will print the value. So the beauty of this, it's not a hard coded value. So at any time you can come back and make a change, and like pipeline will pick it up from the next execution. The next set of a variable, it's called variable group or a library. You can define the variable group the way you do under the pipeline. There is a library. You just come over here, provide a name of the variable group, add all those variables here. So these are all kind of a open variable, so you can also add a secret variable, so that way like the value will not be displayed outside. So when you access it, you have to say, instead of variable, you have to say variables and the group name, and the way you access it, as usual, like dollar and then like the name of the variable. When you do so, it will go to this particular variable group and read the value, and it will print the value here. The next set of a variable, it's a dynamic variable. The reason why it is called a dynamic variable, said like you cannot pass the values between the stages. So the only way to do, it's like use the dynamic variable. As you see here, what we are setting here, we wanted to pass the build id to, like whatever the build that we are doing as a part of a stage A, I wanted to pass the build id to stage B. Why do you want to do that? Let's assume that the build stage A, it's where like you will be building your artifact, and stage B, stage C, anything after that, you wanted to use the artifact number, which might be based on your build ID, and you wanted to pass it. And the way to do so, like you have to create a dynamic variable, something of this sort, and you have to use it like this. So here you see like it depends on, you have to definitely set this depends on, otherwise it won't work. And the like dependencies and the which stage, what is the job id and the variable name and all those things. And this is how we create a dynamic variable. And the next one, it's the parameter. It's pretty similar to the variable, however, like by default it will be having some values defined. So as you see here, parameters, you give it a name, and then like you say what is the type, what is the default value, what are all the values that it can accept. Also, if you see here, there is another parameter. It types its object, and it can accept any of these or even more than that. So run the pipeline. This is how it will be displayed rather than like creating the variable, right? So usually like in the other hand, we created a variable. So in this time, we are not creating the variable, but when you try to run it, you will see here the options. So you can pick and choose, or you can make the changes here. And when you click on run, it will get executed. That's all we have for Azure variables and parameters. I will see you with the next video. Thank you.